say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the University of Maine at Augusta's 53rd commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Thank you to Allison Erwin, Melissa Herron, Elizabeth Nickel, Megan Record, and Betsy Short-Neves for a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. I would note that these UMA students hail from the states of Maine, Georgia, New Jersey, Louisiana, and Florida, exemplifying that UMA truly does transform the lives of students across Maine and beyond. My name is Rebecca Wyke, and I am the president of the University of Maine at Augusta. Graduates, honorees, special guests, faculty, staff, family, and friends, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the University of Maine at Augusta's 53rd commencement exercises. To begin, I would like to share with you a little bit about our students here at UMA. As a statewide commuter institution encompassing 2 campuses, 8 centers, and 32 sites across Maine, our students hail from all 16 counties and over 400 communities in the state. 2/3 of our students are considered non-traditional, over the age of 25, many of whom are also working and raising children in our communities. We also have a growing contingent of traditional students seeking to live at home while attending college. Fully half of our students are the first in their families to attend college. What all of our students have in common is that they needed higher education to meet them where they are, and that is what we do here at UMA. To bring this home, 66% of our graduates today were enrolled in an online program. More than half transferred in credits earned elsewhere to help advance them towards the completion of their degree at UMA. More than 2/3 are the first in their family to attend college, and fully 88% call our great state of Maine home. Our youngest graduate today is age 20. Flynn Adelaide Weeks hails from Colorado, where she participated in dual enrollment in high school and earned an associate's degree. Today, she will be awarded a Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity. Flynn currently holds an internship at InfoSec Innovations and has been offered a position there when the internship ends. Linda Chambers Clifford, our most mature graduate, is almost, but not quite, a half-century older. She first came to us in the year 2000, having already earned an associate's degree from Middlesex Community College in Massachusetts, and took a couple of courses with us. She came back in 2016, wanting to hone her skills as a writer and to feel better equipped in her role as a volunteer with a local literacy program. Linda shares with us that UMA was a positive experience for her, noting her thanks to Professors Lisa Botchin and Kay Retzlaff, as well as Chip Curry at UMA's Rockland Center, whom she credits with sorting her out on technology to help her hear better in the classroom. In her words, the school radiates with acceptance and tolerance where everyone is a good fit. Today, Linda will be awarded a Bachelor of Arts in English, and with her degree in hand, she plans to dust off some of her half-finished scribblings and apply the discipline and knowledge she gained at UMA. congratulations to Flynn and Linda on your accomplishments. And to all of our graduates here today, we are so pleased you entrusted your educational goals to UMA. Also today, I'd like to especially recognize our graduating veterans and military personnel. Please accept our gratitude for your service to our country. And on behalf of our graduates, I want to extend my sincere appreciation to the family and friends gathered here, and to the faculty and staff at UMA for supporting our graduates on their path to a degree. Your support was integral to their success. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Richard Thompson, Chair of the University of Maine at Augusta Board of Visitors, who will provide greetings from the board to the graduates.
Good afternoon. First, it is my pleasure to represent the UMA's Board of Visitors to join in your celebration. The Board of Visitors are members of your community, and we take part in a variety of activities to benefit UMA. We advocate and raise funds for the university, provide feedback and advice to UMA's President Wyke, and make recommendations to the University of Maine System Board of Trustees on various matters. Like UMA and its statewide mission in many locations, our members come from across Maine. We work within corporations, government, nonprofits, and small business, providing a valuable viewpoint to serve UMA and especially its students. As chair, it is my privilege to take part in today's ceremony and offer congratulations on behalf of all the board members. We believe in the mission of the university. We believe in each of you. Most importantly, to be here today, you believed in yourselves. Thank you for sharing this moment with us and your family and friends. We know it requires sacrifice and persistence. No matter the path you chose, you have accomplished this goal. It is likely you did not do this alone. Support came from family and friends, and from many members of the UMA community. Today, we admire and congratulate our graduates on their achievements and recognize your perseverance in obtaining your degree. We also thank the UMA staff and faculty for their commitment to our students and their contributions to our graduates' success. Once again, on behalf of the Board of Visitors, congratulations and best wishes for your future endeavors.
I am now pleased to introduce Gillian Jordan, UMA Professor of English and President of the Faculty Senate, who will provide greetings from the faculty.
Hello. On behalf of the faculty, I'm honored to welcome graduates, friends, and family to today's commencement ceremony. First, I'd like to congratulate the graduates. You should be proud, for you have worked hard to get to the special day when your achievements will be formally recognized. I would also like to congratulate your families and friends who have stood solidly behind you and beside you while you pursued your dreams. What we celebrate here today is not only your academic graduation, but your discovery of self, a stronger, more confident self whose opportunities are unlimited. I congratulate each of you and wish you the best of luck as you continue to grow academically, professionally, and personally with each new challenge you accept. Although you cannot see us live on campus today, my colleagues and I are cheering at your success. We wish you the best.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Chancellor Dannel Malloy to provide congratulations to UMA's graduates, followed by James Erwin, Chair of the University of Maine System Board of Trustees, with greetings from the board.
It is a pleasure to be with you. I want to thank all of the staff, faculty, and most importantly, the students of the University of Maine, Augusta, and congratulate you on your successful completion of your studies. I also want to thank your president for the outstanding work that she does on your behalf and on behalf of the entire system. As you move forward in a post-pandemic world, remember that many people have contributed to your education. They have found ways to support you and care for you. they've found ways to support the communities in which you live. I ask that you, as you move through your future, that you always remember the greater good and find ways to give back to the broader community as others have given to you. Congratulations on your success.
Greetings to you all from the University of Maine System Board of Trustees. I'm Jim Erwin, Chair of the Board. Once again, we find our university's most important events compromised by a viral pandemic. For those of you who may have endured the disease or have family members who did, please accept our sympathies and wishes for a return to good health. While this pandemic is not quite ready to let go, to succumb to the laws of epidemiology, neither are we succumbing to the pandemic, not by a long shot. Instead, we gather by virtual means to do what it is so important for us to do, to take the time to celebrate the achievements of our 4,000 degree recipients across all our campuses. At this time last year, even as we celebrated with amazement the ability of students, faculty, and staff to turn on a dime from in-person to 100% remote learning in a matter of days, and to press ahead to finish the year's work, we looked back and said, what just hit us? At that point, it would have been easy to get discouraged, to step back, to hold out for the experience you thought you had signed up for. And yet, a remarkable 87% of our students continued from fall to spring, compared to 75% a year earlier when there was no pandemic. The board is so very impressed by and proud of the individual decisions and commitments this number reflects. Once again, students, families, faculty, and staff have shown their main bona fides, pulling together with tremendous resilience, adaptability, patience, cooperation, and persistence. So this year, even as we remark with astonishment on the emergence in real time of a very different higher ed experience, many of the attributes of which will stay with us long after COVID departs from center stage, we look back and think, what a long, strange trip it's been. But commencement, of course, is also a time to look forward. So let me take a moment to do that. First, remember as you carry this experience with you that pandemics like this one are very uncommon. They're like 100-year floods. We don't really engineer our institutions to withstand them, and we have to adapt on the fly. I hope you will draw from your triumph over this level of adversity an extra measure of confidence in the next phases of your lives. Second, many of you have spent the last 4 or so years acquiring the skills and knowledge needed for a specific vocation. But some of you have not. You've entered college not knowing you needed to explore, to experiment. Maybe you know now, maybe you're not there yet. But whatever your path, the one acquisition that should be common to you all should be the ability to think critically and for yourself. We're bombarded regularly from every direction with carefully packaged messages purporting to distill the complexities of our society and even human nature itself into conveniently simple memes. These memes get repeated enough to become accepted as fact. Often they are anything but. For example, when you hear "follow the science," stop and question. Science is a process of inquiry, not a magical incantation that confers legitimacy on a theory or a contention. Ask, what is the science underlying the command to follow it? And when you hear "do the math," well, that's generally a good idea, but try to make sure it's the right math. Your world is going to be awash in data and data analyses, and they will not all be trustworthy. Try to understand what's behind them. Try to satisfy yourself that it's the right math. Critical thinking, whether it's following the science, doing the math, or some other form of due diligence, will rarely provide certitude. Often, however, it can lead you to an understanding of probabilities that help you make good decisions. If your university experience has given you the ability and the inclination to approach important decisions with that kind of thinking, then we did our job. I want to conclude by looking ahead for our system as well. The pandemic caused us to make sudden and extensive modifications to how we operate at great cost so that you and your fellow students, faculty, and staff would be able to continue your education safely and largely uninterrupted. At the same time, we've tried very hard to keep our eyes on and over the horizon. We have many challenges, and we are applying our best critical thinking skills to identify the best strategies to overcome those challenges, so that improving student success through better accessibility, affordability, relevance, and efficiency can be our everyday focus. But in addition to these challenges, we have many opportunities as well. A new engineering facility at the University of Maine nearing completion. Construction about to begin on a Student Success Center and the first residence halls for the University of Southern Maine's Portland campus. A new accreditation model that fosters collaboration across the system to make all of our programs widely accessible and to improve academic efficiency. And an unprecedented gift from the Harold Alfond Foundation that includes creation of a system-wide College of Engineering, Computing, and Information Science, funding for 3 system-wide initiatives to improve student success, and the completion of the University of Maine Graduate and Professional Center and related plans for investment in our law school. I'm proud to say that despite the disruption, we have persevered together. So once again, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations for staying the course in a time of unprecedented challenge and change, and best wishes for what lies ahead.
This afternoon, we will hear from 2 members of the class of 2021. Our first student speaker is Melissa Meserve. Melissa transformed from a shy student to a strong mentor with the peer learning community at UMA's Szakas Center. She has been a volunteer student tutor with the VALT program, UMA's virtual accessibility writing library and technology tutors. When tutoring her classmates, many of them also adult learners, she seeks to help them overcome any apprehension on their ability to pursue a degree in higher education, many times pointing out that they have taken the important first step just by showing up. You will soon learn that her taking the important first step to obtain her degree has been an inspiration across generations. Melissa completed her UMA undergraduate summa cum laude this December and has already begun her master's in education at USM. I am very pleased to welcome Melissa Meserve to the podium.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to all my fellow graduates. I hope I find you all well and that you have the same sense of relief that I do, knowing that we finally accomplished this seemingly impossible task. Between navigating college, life responsibilities, a pandemic, virtual learning, social distancing, and all of the other challenges we have faced this year, this can be something we can be proud of. I want to take just a moment to thank everyone throughout the UMA community, the staff, the administration, and my classmates for their help and support through this life-changing time. College is not supposed to be easy. And for me, this journey was not often as straightforward as I would have liked it to be. There were lots of twists and turns along the way, but without the support of all my UMA community, I would not be speaking with you right now. Pursuing higher education has changed my life in profound ways, both in and out of the classroom. One of these changes has been happening all around me. When I graduated high school, higher education was never something I had considered. I grew up in a mill town, the daughter of a dedicated father who was a mill worker, and a mother who provided a supportive and stable home. My parents placed a high value on obtaining a high school diploma, but college was not part of my path. Shortly after high school, my husband and I married. He worked hard to provide for our family, and while our children were young, he decided to return to college and further his education. He wanted a new career and opportunities for our growing family. You see, it only takes a pebble falling in the water to start a ripple, and him pursuing higher education was the first. Our children were old enough to realize the impact that his education had on us as a family after he graduated. He now has a fulfilling career that he loves, and I never realized it was possible because of my experience. You work to pay your bills, and finding fulfilling employment was like finding a four-leaf clover. I had been a stay-at-home parent for over a decade. It was the only thing I thought I could do. As my children grew, we talked a lot about education, and those discussions always led to when you go to college. One day, my children asked me if I had gone to college, and it hit me then. This expectation of theirs was something I had not even considered for myself. It was then when I knew what I had to do. Another ripple. As defined by Merriam-Webster, a ripple effect is a spreading, pervasive, and usually unintentional effect or influence. The impact of my husband seeking higher education spread outwardly to me. Not long after his graduation, I applied to and began my college journey. I was terrified, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I was going to be the first in my family who had even attempted college. I had my husband read and review every paper. I did my homework on the couch while taking care of our 3 children, brought my books to practices or anywhere I would have a few minutes to read or work. Even through all the chaos of their youth, all of my children are finding their way to make their ripples. Shortly after I started college, my oldest child graduated high school and started college. Using their time to explore and find fulfilling career, and a couple of years later, my middle child graduated high school during a pandemic and is currently attending college. My youngest, even at her young age, is trying to find her way to make an impact on the world. They are all on their own paths, finding their way to fulfill their passions. 2 years ago, something amazing and unexpected happened. My mother, someone who never thought she would work again, attended one of the UMA Szakas Center events. Being inspired by my family's story and the impact that higher education had on us, she inquired about school for herself. She was offered a scholarship to try out a class that summer, and by the end of the summer, she was fully enrolled as a full-time student. She is planning for a future she never thought she would have and a new career doing something she loves. And she made another ripple. Ripples are individual. When you make a ripple, you do not realize the impacts that can happen around you. Ripples can be large. They can be so small that you don't even notice it, but still they can be happening around you. Like my experience, ripples can be within your family. Your children see you persevering through a tough homework assignment, or when you share that you passed a challenging exam, or when they see you graduate college and you're inspired to develop a path that provides them with a fulfilling career. The ripple effect can happen throughout the community. These ripples can be from teachers inspiring their students, no matter their age. It could be that friend that sees your social media posts about graduation or a class and decides to finish the degree they left behind. You can make a ripple when your parent sees you learning new things and is inspired to learn on their own, either through formal education or just learning how to use a computer. All of these things happen to me in one way or another. To all of the graduates, our graduation ceremony may not look like the typical ones of years past. We have shown the world, our communities, and those closest to us that we can be a force of nature, no matter what happens. Today, each one of us is making our ripples in the water, and they will grow and expand, and sometimes in unexpected ways. Before you know it, our ripple effect will cause others, spreading within our family and community. The force of the waves will be all around us without regard for the water's edge, and eventually bursting its banks and spilling over, filled with the opportunity to show others just how possible it can be.
I am pleased to introduce this afternoon's next student speaker, Dylan Morin. During his time at UMA, Dylan has served as Vice President of the Bangor Student Government Association, Executive Secretary of the UMA General Assembly, Co-Chair of the Bangor Activities Committee, and Student Representative to the Academic Policy Committee. Dylan is a dedicated and engaged student, consistently going beyond the expectations of his leadership roles while juggling his academic course load and extensive family responsibilities. Dylan is committed to his actions and opinions, yet responsive to the needs of the SGA and his peers, and diplomatic when sharing his ideas and suggestions. He is determined with a clear and intentional vision for his future. I am pleased to welcome Dylan Morin to the podium.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be speaking to all of you as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2021. The pandemic the world is still facing has drastically changed the lives of millions of people. Many have experienced losses due to the outbreak of the coronavirus. Others have had to navigate lifestyle changes, and students everywhere have had to adapt to new learning methods. COVID-19 has certainly been a trying force for the class of 2021, and though it is easy to list the many challenges we have faced, COVID-19 has also led to an outbreak of positive elements. I would like to share the opening stanza to one of my favorite Emily Dickinson poems. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. It is hard to find hope during a time of uncertainty, but I have seen that hope is always nestled within all of us and has sung into existence an outbreak of compassion, an outbreak of innovation, and an outbreak of perseverance. An outbreak of compassion. In navigating a new normal, it is easy to feel disconnected from humankind, as many of us keep to our homes, and when we see one another in public, a mask hides our smile, making conversations harder to come by. Many of us are also in a state of grief. Perhaps we are mourning the loss of a loved one, grieving the rhythm of our life before the pandemic, yearning for the encumbrance in the air to dissipate. While the atmosphere of tension has made humankind seem less caring, I have seen it lead to an outbreak of compassion in unexpected places, even Zoom. Zoom meetings have become second nature to college students as we sign on for lectures to participate in live discussions as we navigate new technologies, work around the noise of home, and see the expressions on our classmates' faces. We become more compassionate. We have more patience for the classmate who cannot figure out how to show their slideshow. We have tolerance for a classmate's barking dog. We have understanding for the classmate who is visibly distressed during a lecture. I like to think we have compassion for one another because the hope that we will soon return to our normal lives is stronger than the isolation of COVID-19. An outbreak of innovation. The pandemic has redefined what it means to be a college student. I have watched traditional classrooms merge into online spaces. We have had to conduct research and study in different ways. We have had to navigate new thinking to plan celebrations of our accomplishments and still participate in events that were once in person. We have even felt hope leaving us as the new year came, but social distancing remained. However, I have watched as these changes have led to an outbreak of innovation, the continual pursuit of our educational aspirations, the hope still singing in the darkness, has helped us find unique ways to overcome the limitations created by the pandemic. We have modified the places we dwell to incorporate a space for classwork. We have navigated an online world of research that lives beyond physically bound books. We have acquired competencies with new technology to present at online conferences, still finding a way to share our hard work with our professors and colleagues. We have been innovated because our hope to receive our diplomas kept us creative and determined. An outbreak of perseverance. I have both seen and felt the weight of the pandemic trying to silence hope. Our work and school spaces have impinged on our homes, providing us with no escape after a grueling day. Zoom fatigue has made one more hour of screen time feel like an impossible staircase to climb. The lack of social interaction or participating in routines that once filled us with energy has left voids that make the most minuscule tasks mountainous. Regardless of our frustrations, I have seen us all persevere. We have listened as the song of hope successfully conquers the roaring of the pandemic. We have developed contemporary relationships with space, allowing us to compartmentalize work, school, and home. We have logged on for that extra Zoom meeting because we knew the importance of attending was greater than any fatigue we felt. We have found bursts of energy in unexpected moments, creating the final wins that guided us here. We have persevered because despite how easy it may have been to give up, we chose to march forward to the beat of hope's drum. The pandemic has taken a toll on college students, but with every shadow cast is a brighter light. On the road to this day, to obtaining our degrees, we have witnessed an outbreak of compassion, innovation, and perseverance. An outbreak more profound than any pandemic. An outbreak that will leave a lasting impression on us, that gifted us with the wisdom that hope is always singing, even when the world seems deafening. As we contemplate our next adventure, I would like to leave you all with Dickinson's words once again. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Congratulations, class of 2021. Let us continue to a new journey with compassion for humankind, expertise in innovative thinking, and the knowledge that we can always persevere. Our achievements today are testaments that we can accomplish anything as long as we march forward with a song of hope guiding the way. Thank you.
The Kathleen Dexter Distinguished Student Award is given annually to one of UMA's top all-around graduating students. The criteria for selection include scholarship, participation and leadership in co-curricular activities, and service to the wider community. I'm Sherry Fraser, UMA's Dean of Students, and it is my privilege to present the 2021 Dexter Distinguished Student Award to Samantha Brown. Samantha is an outstanding student with a corresponding outstanding GPA. She completed her Bachelor of Arts in Biology. As a scholar, Samantha completed honors courses, was Dean's List every semester, was recognized as a rising scholar, and conducted research on elder care. Samantha was selected to participate in the Global Health Perspectives class, and as part of her preparation for the class service trip to Haiti, she raised enough money to purchase 104 pairs of The Shoe That Grows. The Shoe That Grows is an amazing shoe created for kids living in poverty. The shoe expands in 3 places to grow 5 sizes and lasts for years. Samantha had planned to deliver the shoes to Haiti herself. However, political unrest in Haiti led to a change in the class service location and timing. Undaunted, Samantha shifted gears and solicited additional donations to make health kits for new mothers, layette kits for pregnant women, and to provide school supplies for Haitian children attending schools in the Dominican Republic. While in the Dominican Republic with her classmates, Samantha taught health education lessons to pregnant women and new mothers, helped administer deworming medications, and assisted with a dental health lesson for children. In total, the team visited 9 schools, worked with over 500 children and 150 pregnant women and new mothers. As a mother herself of 6 children and a homeschooler, Samantha was an amazing lead teacher on this trip. She is continuing her interest in healthcare and has enrolled in UMA's nursing program. And by the way, those shoes that grow are being delivered to Haiti, slowly but surely, by faculty member Susan Baker. Samantha is a veteran of the United States Navy and has been very active in our UMA Veterans Academic Success Center, serving as a peer mentor, the health and wellness coordinator of the Veterans Club, and as a leader for multiple book group discussions. While UMA and family keep her plenty busy, Samantha is also active in her community and has served on the local school board and led the local parent-teachers organization. She is also a regular volunteer at community events, such as the Dempsey Challenge. I could continue, but will close by noting that Samantha, like those shoes, your knowledge and your heart keep expanding, and your contributions grow and grow. I am pleased to present you with the 2021 Kathleen Dexter Distinguished Student Award. Congratulations.
It is now my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Senator Angus King. In January 2013, Angus King was sworn in as Maine's first independent United States Senator. He is a member of the Armed Services Committee, the Select Committee on Intelligence, the Committee on Energy and Natural Resources, and the Committee on Rules and Administration. Since taking office, Senator King has achieved significant legislative victories. He led efforts to draft and pass the Student Loan Certainty Act of 2013, which averted drastic increases in student loan interest rates, saved students across the country more than $50 billion in interest payments, and set the program on a path to long-term financial stability. A leading voice in the importance of improving America's cybersecurity, Senator King was selected by congressional leadership to co-chair the Cyberspace Solarium Commission, a bipartisan effort established by Congress to review the threats facing America in cyberspace and develop a forward-looking plan on how to defend ourselves against cyber threats. UMA was pleased to have Senator King participate in the launch of our own Maine cyber range in 2019. Prior to taking office, Senator King served as the 72nd governor of Maine. During his 2 terms in the Blaine House, he focused on economic development and job creation. Then Governor King also achieved significant reforms in education, mental health services, land conservation, environmental protection, and the delivery of state services. I am pleased to welcome Senator King to our virtual commencement.
The first piece of advice I'm going to give you today is, if you ever go into politics, never have a picture taken with a funny hat on. So that's the last you're going to see of the hat today. Congratulations, University of Maine at Augusta classes of 2020 and 2021. It's great to be able to be with you, if only virtually. I really enjoy meeting with graduating classes across the state. And what I'm going to do today is not really give you a normal beginning, middle, and end speech. I'm going to give you 10 things I wish somebody had told me when I was 25. Now, I realize some of you are younger than 25, some of you are older than 25, so I'm trying to split the difference here, but I've tried to think about things that might be useful to you. So let's jump right in. Number 1, take more risks. You can do more than you think you can. I'm convinced that the biggest thing that holds any of us back isn't the world, it isn't our teachers, it isn't the boss, it's the little man that sits on your shoulder and says, you can't do that. The answer is, yes, you can. You can at least try, and you may fail sometimes. Did you ever stop and think, there's a multi-million-dollar industry in this country putting erasers on pencils? That means it's okay to make mistakes. The great hockey player Wayne Gretzky once said, I miss 100% of the shots I don't take. Think about that. I miss 100% of the shots I don't take. So you got to take your shots. And that, I don't mean do something dumb, driving on a motorcycle with a case of beer. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is reach further than you think you can. Take some chances. Here's the most important single piece of advice I ever got in my life. And it was just, I was in my early 20s, old man, I think in New Hampshire, said to me, when you get to be my age, you're going to regret things about your life. See that you regret the things you do and not the things you didn't do. See that you regret the things that you did and not the things you didn't do. The saddest words in the English language are if only. If only I had tried. So take more risks. That's number 1. Number 2, be honest even if it hurts. Be honest even if it hurts. It will stand you in good stead. Every now and then you're going to have to fess up. But that will demonstrate your integrity and your honesty. And in the long run, that's what's going to pay off for you. Stopping at a red light with a police officer on each corner doesn't count. Stopping at a red light in the middle of the desert where there are no police officers around, that's being honest. And being honest if you do make a mistake. Number 3, Now, I realize many of you are working or have worked, but I want you to think about this. Think of your first job or your next job or your first job after you leave University of Maine at Augusta as the most important job you'll ever have. Treat it as incredibly important because it's going to be your launching pad. It's how you establish your reputation. And you know, your reputation, your good name, is the one thing that nobody can take away from you. You can lose money and a house and all of those kinds of things, but your good name is what you have, but you can give it away. Don't do it. Your reputation is like sculpting in concrete. Many of you have probably worked with concrete. When you start out, it's very soft. You can put your handprint in it and you can do all those things. But once it sets, it's hard. It takes a jackhammer to change it. And if you got a reputation for dishonesty or unreliability, it's very hard to change it. Now, number 4 is real practical. Always carry a $20 bill folded up somewhere on your person. In your shoe, in the back of your wallet, ladies, in the bottom of your purse if you carry one. And you never know when you're going to need that extra bit of cash. When you go to an ATM or your parents, whichever, take an extra 20 out of that little group that you get and fold it up and put it away. I guarantee within a month, you're going to need it. You're going to say, oh, I got that backup 20. I got one right now, folded up between a couple of credit cards in my wallet. All my life, that's been a piece of advice that has worked for me. You'll find that $20 bill a month or 2 months from now, and you'll say, thanks, Angus. Good advice. Okay. Number 5. See, we're halfway through. That's the nice thing about this speech. Number 5, attitude really is everything. It makes all the difference. You can be the smartest person in the room, but it's your attitude that's going to allow you to influence other people. It's going to allow you to progress. Here's a little funny saying to remember that. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. Think about that for a second. It's your attitude and not your aptitude that determines your altitude. It really makes all the difference. Your attitude is what makes all the difference. Here's a story. You all know, you've seen the little boy on Christmas Day goes down, there's a big pile of presents under the Christmas tree. He opens them all up, he pulls all the wrappings off, and he looks up at his mom and says, is this all? That's one attitude. The other is the little kid that comes down the stairs and there are no presents under the Christmas tree, but suddenly, he spots a little pile of horse manure in the corner and he's ecstatic, he's happy, he's bouncing off the walls. His mother says, why are you so happy? He says, because I know there's a pony in here somewhere. That's attitude. And that's what will make all the difference. So be positive. Think about how to make things work, be pleasant, and be a problem solver. That's what people look for in this world. Attitude really is everything. Number 7. Now, I realize this advice is coming a little late for some of you, but I'm going to lay it out anyway. When in doubt, don't get married. When in doubt, don't get married. Now, I'm not against marriage. I have a wonderful marriage, but it's got to be right. It's supposed to be for life. So if you have some doubts, I don't know if this is going to work, I'm not so sure, wait a while. When in doubt, don't get married. And one special piece of advice to my female friends who are in the graduating class, here's the advice. He's not a project. He's not a project. If you don't love that guy for all that he is and everything that he's like, don't assume you're going to be able to fix him along the way, because that never works. And he gets frustrated, you get frustrated. So remember, this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Don't make the assumption that you're going to be able to, shave off those rough corners. It's for better or worse. That's what it says in that marriage ceremony. Okay. Number 8. This is particularly important for your generation. Don't put anything out in cyberspace that you don't want your grandmother to read on the front page of the Bangor Daily News. Your generation has a propensity to sort of feel immortal, to feel like, oh, I've got this, no problem. I have a really piece of bad news for you. Employers know how to use Google. Employers might well ask for the password to your Facebook page or your Twitter feed. Don't put anything into cyberspace, and really think about this. I think about it when I'm writing emails. Don't put anything out there that you don't want your grandmother to read on the front page of the Bangor Daily News. That is a pretty good rule, because everything that goes online, I call it a digital tattoo. It's there forever. So think twice before firing off that tweet. Down here in Washington, we've had people who've missed out on major government jobs because of intemperate, nasty tweets that they sent 4 or 5 years ago. Lost major jobs. So be careful about what you put out into cyberspace. Number 9, almost there. Number 9, there's no such thing as a material or geographic cure. And what I mean by that is, if you're not happy in Augusta, Maine, don't assume that if you move to Portland or Boston or New York or Paris, that everything's going to be okay. Your happiness, by and large, is something you carry around between your ears. Again, it goes back to your attitude. But you're not going to be able to change the channel and suddenly find something that you didn't find in your hometown. The same thing for a material cure. If only I had a Harley Davidson, then I'd be happy. Well, actually, my Harley Davidsons along the years have made me happy, but not entirely. You know what I mean. Don't assume that if only you get a convertible or whatever it is, a bigger house, then suddenly all your troubles will be over. There's no such thing as a material or a geographic cure. Number 10, probably the most important. Value your family and friends and never let them down. You're going to have tough times in your life. You're going to have things that go wrong. You're going to have things where you really need somebody to reach out and give you a hand. And it's your family and friends that you're going to count on. But the chances of their being there for you are a lot higher if you're there for them. So a few months or years from now, a friend of yours says, hey, I'm getting married in Chicago. Can you come out? You're going to say, oh, I don't know. It's a long weekend and the airfare is expensive. Go. It's one day. It'll mean everything to them and they'll never forget it. I will never forget being at this funeral of my wife's, Mary's dad out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we walked into the room, and there sitting in the front row was a friend of ours from Szakas, Maine. We had no idea she was coming. She didn't check with us, but she heard about it. She came to Milwaukee, and she was there for Mary. I've never forgotten it, and neither has Mary. Value your friends and your family and never let them down. The Beatles had a line in one of their songs. If you don't remember the Beatles, you can Google them. Anyway, their line was, the love you get is equal to the love you give. The love you get is equal to the love you give. And so reach out, value those people, hold them close, be there for them, and they'll make all the difference for you when times are tough. Wonderful to have a little bit of time with all of you. I'm sorry again that it can't be in person, but you are, I just looked at my notes. I forgot one. I skipped over one. I'm going to go back and plug this in. It's learn how to have a good handshake and how to make eye contact when you meet someone. Here's an amazing fact, and this is a fact. There have been a lot of research that most interviews, almost all interviews, are over in the first 15 seconds. What I mean by that is the person who's interviewing you makes their decision. They have an impression, they get an impression, and that's it. And after 15 seconds, you may be able to dig yourself out of a hole, you may not. What happens in the first 15 seconds? One of the things is a handshake, a good, firm handshake and eye contact. I tell kids, when I meet a kid on the street, I say, give me 7. Give me 7. 5 fingers, 2 eyes. Give me 7. It makes all the difference to make that connection with someone. So you've just learned that you can have a well-prepared speech and you forget one of your points, you plug it in at the end, and hopefully it still makes some sense to you. Wonderful to have a chance to be with you. Congratulations, University of Maine at Augusta. You guys have really, and I use guys in a non-gender specific way, you all have really achieved something important. And I know many of you have sacrificed mightily to make it happen. So congratulations, Godspeed to the classes of 2020 and 2021.
Thank you, Senator King. Next, I would like to present the Distinguished Alumni Award, which honors a member of UMA's alumni for outstanding achievement in their profession or for their service to the community, state, or country. I am happy to announce that this year's recipient is Emily Christiansen from the class of 2020. Emily received a Bachelor of Science degree in Justice Studies while employed as the Sergeant of the Transport Division for the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office and raising 5 children with her husband Harold, also a UMA graduate. After September 11, 2001, in lieu of attending one of several colleges where she had been accepted, Emily enlisted in the U.S. Army and became a Black Hawk helicopter mechanic. Upon her honorable discharge, she pursued a variety of law enforcement positions, including as a corrections officer and municipal patrol deputy. This eventually led to the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office and her studies at UMA. She has earned a reputation as a dedicated and passionate leader who encourages and supports those in all areas of her life to expand their horizons through education. Giving back to her community is important to Emily, and she has been involved with Camp Postcard, a free summer camp for at-risk youth in the 5th and 6th grades, serving as a camp leader for several years. Through Camp Postcard, she and other law enforcement officers across Maine provide a summer camp experience to children who might not otherwise have such an opportunity. She also dedicates time with the Special Olympics and works with domestic violence prevention and victim assistance groups. Leading by example, Emily is an inspiration to her family, her colleagues, and to her community. Emily, on behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, I am pleased to present you with the University of Maine at Augusta's Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations to an outstanding UMA alumna.
Thank you so much, Professor Wyke.
We will now present the Distinguished Achievement Award, which recognizes an individual for outstanding achievements in their profession or service to their community. This year's honoree has distinguished himself throughout his career, but most notably over the past year. UMA is proud to bestow the Distinguished Achievement Award to Chip Gavin, Chief Facilities Management and General Services Officer for the University of Maine System. For more than a decade, Chip has overseen all aspects of facilities management and general services for all 7 universities in the system, as well as the law school. In this role, Chip guides the capital planning projects for each of the 7 universities and oversees the many responsibilities entailed in risk management, procurement, and emergency planning. However, on this occasion, we recognize Chip for his exceptional leadership within the University of Maine system in response to the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. Chip's management of the university system's response provided clear guidance and instilled confidence across the system's emergency response spectrum. logistics, operations, and communications, and ensured protocols and plans were put in place to protect the health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff. Chip also led the effort to ensure our university system was a valued and trusted partner with officials in state government and healthcare providers, offering university system support whenever possible across communities in Maine. Chip, in recognition of your dedication and commitment to the well-being of our university community and the state, we are honored to recognize your outstanding achievements in emergency response during the COVID-19 pandemic. Congratulations. The University of Maine at Augusta is honored to bestow Christopher Cassidy, United States Naval Captain, with an honorary degree in Humane Letters. Captain Cassidy grew up in York, Maine, where he graduated from York High School. He obtained his Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from the U.S. Naval Academy and a Master of Science in Ocean Engineering from MIT. In addition to his extensive NASA experience, including 3 space flights, Cassidy, a U.S. Navy captain, has a distinguished military career, serving 11 years as a member of the U.S. Navy SEALs, with 2 deployments each to Afghanistan and the Mediterranean. With family in Maine, Captain Cassidy considers York to be his hometown, and we consider him to be a favorite son of Maine, closely following his career and multiple voyages into space. The University of Maine at Augusta is privileged to recognize Captain Christopher Cassidy for his contributions to the space program and to our country, as well as his continued connection with and outstanding representation of the state of Maine with an honorary degree. Provost Joseph Szakas, please join me at the podium. With the approval of the University of Maine System Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to present Christopher Cassidy with an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters from the University of Maine at Augusta. Congratulations, Captain Cassidy.
President Wyke, thank you so much. What an incredible honor this is for me to represent the state of Maine and the citizens of Maine in our nation's space program, and to receive your recognition and this diploma is something that, with great humility, I accept, and I'll hang this diploma on my wall with a great deal of pride. Thank you to you and everybody in the state of Maine.
Congratulations.
At this point in our ceremony, it is my honor to present the 2021 candidates for degrees and certificates. I would ask that the candidates stand. President Wyke, today we confer degrees and certificates as follows. The Graduate Certificate in Substance Use Disorders, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, Associate of Arts, Associate of Applied Arts, Associate of Science, and the Certificate in Dental Assisting. Upon successful completion of all requirements, they have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the University of Maine System's Board of Trustees. I, therefore, have the honor to present them to you so that they may have their respective degrees conferred upon them.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Maine at Augusta, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of Maine System, in accordance with the authority vested in them by the state, as president, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate for which you have been recommended, with all the rights, honors, and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations. Now I would like to share with you part of my favorite poem, The Desiderata by Max Ehrmann. My late mother shared this poem with me when I was young, and it has continued to provide me with guidance throughout my life. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery, but let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Remember, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. The diploma you receive today is a symbol of the knowledge you have acquired in your selected course of study. However hard you work for that diploma, whatever obstacles you overcame, and as valuable as that piece of paper seems to you and your future, a diploma means nothing without the courage to believe in yourself and what you can accomplish, to stretch your boundaries and to stand your ground, and the heart to follow your dreams and to bring good into the world whenever possible. Armed with your diplomas and the knowledge you have gained, my charge to you is to be courageous and compassionate, to go forth and make a positive difference in your career, in your community, and beyond.